Okay, welcome back to my man cave, and I'm not an expert here, and we're going to go over part 2 of Lead Pro 1000 tray improvement here. This is the final part, and hopefully this will bring you all the good fixes I found to make this a very robust and much easier system to use here. You've seen the fixes I've done in the previous video, and on this video basically what we're concentrating on is being able to shake these primers down into chute here reliably. There's another video on the internet where somebody actually put electric vibrator back here that would vibrate these occasionally and make sure that they're all falling down. Worked extremely well, but obviously you have to find the vibrating part and the vibrating motor to shake all these down. What's supposed to shake these down is, if you can see right here, there's a pin that when it rides up and down on this leg here, it hits these grooves and shakes it. And you can see the top one there, it's not even shaking it there. And there are other people that have put fixes on here about taking a Dremel and putting a whole bunch of grooves here to shake it. Okay, so reading through all of everybody's comments on the internet, the thing that I found the most interesting and the most helpful for making this a reliable system is somebody was saying that after a while, what causes this to vibrate is this plastic has a little bit of tension here. And if it gets warmer here, this has less spring to it. Right now it's 75 degrees in the shop here. It's supposed to go to 90 degrees today. I would assume if it got to 90 degrees today, this is just the clear shield I put on there so gunpowder doesn't fall into there. I assume if it went to 90 degrees in here, this would lose a lot of its spring. And somebody commented on the internet that they put a rubber band around here, and I couldn't figure out where else they put this. So this would be more spring-loaded here and bounce here. But I do have a better solution than that, and let me show it to you. Okay, here's the parts that I used to make the primer tray a little bit more reliable. Started out with a fender washer, 1 1/4 inches overall diameter, 5/16 hole in the middle, 0.06 thousandths thick, and I turned it into this part here. Had to Dremel this part off so it fit up along the bottom of the tray. I'm sorry, not the tray, the plate. Had to drill 2 holes and tap them with 8/32. So you can see this part was here, comes up into here, and it's going to bolt onto there. And the 2 slots there, that's for where the spring goes along the side of it. And you'll need one screw 8/32 by 5/8 long. And the spring that I have is 5/8 in diameter and 5/8 long. You can see it's not a lot of force on it. I think I probably found this out of an old flashlight that pushes the battery forward in it. And the wire diameter itself is 0.039 inches. So those are the parts you need. Okay, so this is the system here that I have. I don't have the secondary part in it here, but you can see how much the tray wiggles. The tray needs a wiggle to send those primers down there. And it does okay, but nothing great. When that person put the vibrator on there, it did a fabulous job. And like I said, what I realized is somebody said putting a rubber band on here to hold it off to the side so it'd vibrate more. I don't like I don't like rubber bands. They don't last long. They rot, degrade. So I thought of a way to put in just a simple spring here. And let's see if I can do this with one hand. Yay! And now you can see the major difference. So now that vibrates real well. You don't have to put extra grooves here. I saw another person who glued weights onto the back here to make it bounce more. I find that this spring works all day long, no problem. and that makes it much more reliable. I'll open up the gate here, and if you haven't noticed this little gate here, that's in the first part of this video. This is part 2, and you can see how well it vibrates up and down. And like I said in the other videos, you'll have to do this probably at least 10 times to verify everything's clean in there. And this is the other tool I showed you I made in the other video. So you can take this, take them, push them all back up, lock them in there. Okay, release them. Make sure they're not hanging up and they're feeding correctly. Like I said, after I did all this on the 8th try, I found out there was a little spot in here that was catching the primers and hanging them up. And of course, the other thing that you want to do is make sure that they're feeding correctly. So you come over here, and let me get that in the correct sink. And you want to release a primer. Bring this down, and you can see the primer came exactly where it was supposed to. And you want to take this out, do another one. And you can see that one came exactly where it was supposed to. And again, you want to do this about 10 times to make sure that everything's flowing smoothly. And also, the other thing I did is I put this clear piece of plastic on there to keep any powder from getting into that chute. And so now it's been working flawlessly. I'm sure if I ran probably 2,000 rounds through here, I'd probably have 1 or 2 that still hang up. But like I said, this greatly improves it. So thanks again for stopping on by, and hopefully this will help you. You can check out my other videos. I have other tips on the Leap Pro 1000.